Hello, everybody, and welcome to the commentary zone. As you enter the room, please don't forget to give us a little thumbs up, hit that subscribe button, notification bell, and tell a friend. Come and join us in our live chat, and we'll see you in our comments section afterwards. It's TLC Friday, y'all, and we have first up on the docket the family Chantel, season 4, episode 13, Hot Pursuit. This show is a
I'll be
mess.
nice. I didn't care about this episode to the end.
But the end was the most questionable for me.
Right.
Oh my
But
God.
it shows you how much I didn't care about everything else. Pedro crying and whining, don't care about that. Don't care about him telling his parents that his mama that Chantel took out the money. Don't care about that. But what I did find interesting was when then Chantel said he took out $5,000 and she didn't know about it.
But here's the thing. Is it a joint personal account or a joint business account?
Right.
Because he said he was going to get groceries and the money was gone. Groceries are a business expense? His apartment is a business expense? I don't have a business, so I don't know. Maybe because they're going to be filming in the apartment is a deduction. I don't know, but groceries?
I don't think it's a business account. Here's why. Because, like, he said that he messed up. This is where he messed up. He said that I don't know how she took the money because, we need both signatures. I'm like, if it were a business account, that's correct. You do need both signatures to move that kind of money.
She got a whole cashier check by herself.
Right. All by yourself.
But listen, you know what freaked me out the most? I was watching this episode, la 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 la, and then I heard him say, and she booked a ticket to Panama. And I was like, what? Offshore banking? He'll never get it.
Right?
You're going to see Chantel name coming up in the Panama Papers.
I'm like, oh, you told on yourself just then. No, sir. Because there's no way they would let you move 200, clean out a whole business account. And my whole thing is this. If she cleaned out the whole account, why is the account not? She didn't close the account. She just took all the money.
Yeah. So now it's going into arrears and getting those, where they charge you for overages.
Overdraft.
Yeah. But wait, here's another thing that kind of like irked me. You put all of your money into this account? Like you didn't have a separate account? Like I know, maybe I've been single too long. This might be my issue, but don't you have like your own personal account and then like you transfer from your personal account into the joint account to pay joint bills?
Right.
But you always keep your, I don't know, I call it escape fund. Just, I didn't understand that. How did he not have any money to buy toilet paper or toothpaste or a loaf of bread? Did he not have his own account? How was your mama like the evilest person in DR doing all of this shucking and jiving and getting people these arranged marriages to harvest the US dollar, and you put all your money in a joint account with a woman that you are leaving? It makes no sense. It makes no sense. And how you got an apartment? Like the editing on this is sus because he said he was leaving her in the backyard and then he came back in the next episode with a U-Haul. He already had an apartment.
That's what I said last time. I was like, no, you've been playing this for a while.
And he took out the 5,000. That's not, it's not making sense. Like he cannot be that financially inept. If you was planning this for such a long time, shouldn't you have been siphoning off money?
Right.
I'm an evil person. I would have been doing that.
You
Good
have
times
to.
or bad times, I'm siphoning off money. Are you kidding? What? It's not a business account for business. It's the business account they use to get paid by TLC. Yanni, oh, so it's a personal account because a TLC check
Right.
is like a paycheck.
Mm-hmm.
Pedro is dumb.
Agreed.
Did you see the teaser for next week that was on the Twitter? Was it on
No, I
Twitter
haven't, I
from
haven't been to Twitter
Entertainment?
yet.
Okay, so you know in the preview for next week, we see Karen inside the house and she by the window.
Right.
Well, child, she opens up that window and leans out like Miss Pearl from the TV show 227. And she goes, hello. And he goes, hi, I come to see Chantel. She goes, no, no, you can give her a call. He's like, well, I can't give her a call because I don't have any money to pay the phone bill. So I need to speak with Chantel. She goes, no, 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 no. What you can do is give her a call. And he goes, well, I came to tell her. So could you tell her that I'm going to do the divorce? She goes, oh, I'm sorry. She already knows that. Because remember, you already told her that. But thank you for coming on. She's so fucking shady. And he's like, I can't believe it. This is still my house. You left.
Right.
You left.
And got in a whole apartment.
It's not our fault that you did not like. Oh, I was so pissed in so much of this episode. Okay, I want to talk about the scene where he went over, like, this is after he found out about the money being swiped.
Mm-hmm.
And he goes on the hunt. He finds out that she took all the money out, got a cashier's check, and is walking around with that cashier's check. Very dangerous because anybody could cash that. Then he goes over to Thomas's home and sees Thomas and Winter out in the driveway. And he's asking Thomas where she is. And Thomas, look, I've always said this. They've made Thomas look like a clown in the last couple of years. But Thomas is one of these people who says very little. But when he does say something, I perk up. Thomas was holding the front, saying, I don't know where she is, ain't y'all getting a divorce? Feel bad for you. Woo, woo, woo. And he's like, he then brings up, this sound like a scam. And he's like, Pedro gets all up in arms. Oh, if this is not a scam, because if I wanted to get my citizenship, I could have done it 3 years ago. First mistake, Pedro. Stop talking out your business.
Yeah.
Second of all, when he said that, Thomas countered back and said, did your lawyer just tell you that, or did you already know? But before Pedro could answer, Winter jumped in and I wanted to slap her. Because either way Pedro answered that, he was just going to be dumb.
Right.
But I wanted him to answer and get it on the film. But yeah, that was my biggest thing. I'm glad Winter was standing up for her sister, rah, rah, rah. But I needed Thomas to be the lead voice in that conversation.
Oh, for sure.
Oh, yes, she hadn't had sex in a year. Oh, my God. Okay, let me go back to these
Right.
comments. Like, okay, wouldn't that have been a clue for you? Like, we not having sex no more?
Right.
But it also makes me believe, because I think she told when she went and admitted everything to the family by the campfire, right? She went and said that comment about not having sex in a year, over a year. I really feel like this was a deal that they had together to get him over here and for her to get onto the show with their story so that they can make money. I really do. I feel like he told her that he would stay with her and she believed it. And I feel
Right.
she developed feelings for him because they were fucking. I really do. I think she had a way too much trust in him, considering who his family is.
I agree with you there because you know how his family is. Like it's clear
Right.
as day. There's no secrets
Mm-hmm.
there. So
Mm-hmm.
why would you keep the deal, but you don't get too involved because you know how his family is, and the
Mm-hmm.
plan was set. Y'all had the fact that y'all had a deal in the first place let you know all you need. To be honest,
Exactly.
to be honest,
Exactly. Yep. I I I feel bad for both parties concerned. For Pedro, because he's so stupid. Um, because obviously you knew she wasn't a long-term thing, but yet you put all of your money in a joint account with her.
mm-hmm.
You came here, you worked in a warehouse. From what I understand now, he also spent a lot of time online playing games, doing one little, scheme after another. I don't know what he did wasting his time here, his 6, 7 years, but you talking about you need somebody who needs to grow with you or who has goals. You just became a real estate agent and you don't have enough money from your commissions to buy fucking toilet paper.
Right.
And on top of that, you start playing Inspector Gadget, driving all the fuck around Atlanta and the outskirts suburbs looking for your wife and tracking down every notification of the credit card pings on your phone to see where she's at. And you miss a business deal that could have given you money.
So I'm about to blow. I'm about to blow all this up right now. Think about it. Now, here's the question: Was this a credit? Was this a credit card that was attached? I want to know if this was a credit card that was attached to the account.
I don't even think it was a credit card because it went to decline. It was a debit card.
So his card was a debit card, right?
Mm-hmm.
I'm talking about the card that she's using.
He said it was a credit card.
Okay, I want to know if that credit card tied was that credit card tied to that account in any way. I'm just curious.
It might be, but the credit card will give you more leeway because it's credit and you have until the end of the billing cycle to pay it.
Okay,
Debit is drawn down from the funds that are available.
being messy. Do you think she's
Mm-hmm.
messy enough just to clear out the account
Mm-hmm.
and run up them charges on the account that has no money in it? Just keep using
Well,
it.
here's the thing. The credit card will be a separate line of credit.
That's why I'm warning. That's why. Okay, thank you. The line of credit. I wonder if it's a separate line of credit attached to the account. That was my question. Thank you.
Maybe.
That's what I'm wondering.
But she's fucking up her name too because it's joint. She's fucking up her credit. And remember, she's the one who had to buy her own wedding ring.
Right.
So he's been building his credit over these years. She would be like hurting herself more in the long run. Child. Okay, what the way this semi-celebrity do it, they pin a LLC to get paid as business, pay less taxes, but it's not a real business. That's why a business account, but not
I
really.
got you.
Oh,
I got you, Yanni. That's a
Yanni.
good point.
Yes, Winter did find a backbone, but she should have found it in another scene. Wouldn't be surprised the house wasn't bought as a business, not personal. I was wondering about that too.
Right.
Okay, Debbie Thomas does need. Okay. But sorry, one would have to my family month 6, not 12. Oh, you wouldn't have waited a whole year of not having sex before you told your family. Well, not
Right.
about that part, but about the problems. I got you, Yanni. I start to see that for A man that got left. Wait, hold on. My left with her husband. Where are the tears? She should be bawling. Last week, remember, Chantel is kind of robotic, but I think last week when she said, I trusted my husband, and she broke the inflection in her voice, I think that was real. But she caught herself real quick, got it together, and then continued on, but I think she's been crying for a whole year, so she might not got much tears left.
Right.
Maybe he isn't selling as much and as he's saying he is, and if you don't have money, you miss a huge sale to go after her. When you just become a realtor, don't you work under another like a real realtor? Like you don't have your full, like you've just started, like, and it's almost like a pyramid scheme. Like you're working under like a real realtor, and you're just like an agent or something like that.
I know what you're talking about. Like he's a junior agent, so
Right.
he pretty much all his commissions will be split for a time.
Okay. Okay.
It just depends on how the office is set up.
Because you watch those real estate shows, right?
Yeah.
$1 million listing and all of that.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. I figured like they're not going to let a brand new agent
Go by
just,
himself.
right. Okay. Okay. Hold on. Right, Jamal sounded, but then wait, right, Jamal.
The credit card and the debit card we were talking about. That's what Yanni said.
Oh, it would have worked. Okay. I would have had a secret bank account, a secret credit card, copies of documents. Yeah, I was surprised he did not have a copy of his K-1, like the visa application and all of that. I was surprised.
Especially who his mama is.
Like, what is the disconnect here? It seems like he really trusted her too. Well, I don't know. Maybe she's a robot, because if it was in real time, she would have cried a lot more and have no control over your tears and desperation. I think she's been crying for a year or at least 6 months. And don't forget, he says, that she comes to his room at night outside the door and is crying. So I think she lets it all go when the cameras aren't filming. But Karen sat there at the campfire and listened to everything and did not say a word. But once Pedro found out that money was gone, they did that confessional with Karen, and the evil Cruella laugh. Oh my goodness. You think that the mom went with her to the bank?
Okay. Technically, yes. Here's what I think happened. I think Chantel, they went to the bank together, but Karen stayed in the car. Because here's the reason why. The reason why you do that, because when they ask you questions, like, did you see Chantel take the money out? Did you see this? You could say no. All you can say is like, you know what? I was out with my daughter. She stopped by the bank. I have no clue what happened.
Right. I agree with Ryan. There's so many things missing in what we're seeing.
Right.
My feeling, Yanni says, my feeling is that this happened a while back and the confessionals are weeks or months later. I wouldn't be surprised about that. Based on the divorce filing, what we're seeing now happened in May of this year. So they closed on the house and got divorced all in the same month. And I believe that the confessionals were filmed afterwards. Ryan says, protect yourself, which is what her family keeps saying was code for get that money.
Exactly.
Now, was it legally? Is it right? It's questionable. But if she can put the funds into an account and not touch them until equitable distribution of the marital estate is done by the courts, then everybody will get their fair share.
Oh yeah, remember we found this out. They closed on the house in January.
I thought they closed on the house in May.
It's the way in our code we found the way it was written, but then remember I went back behind it just to be sure.
Yes, we did this
And
2 weeks in a row.
Yeah.
Okay, thank you, Ryan. Thank you. So okay, January. Wow, this went downhill fast. So wait, they was out in their yard in January in Daisy Dukes?
Right.
But then in May, she's wrapped up in a blanket? Huh? What? Unless Georgia had a really...
But remember, we found discrepancies in the timeline.
Right.
So we have no clue when this was actually all filmed.
I heard, it was me, Yanni. I heard that the account is in Chantel and Winter's name because that's what he filed with the judge for the emergency order or something like that for the judge to hear when she not stole the money, when she removed the money from their joint account. He put through an emergency petition to the courts requesting an urgent meeting to get the money back. And he said that the money was moved to an account with his wife and her sister's name on it. But I still ask, why buy a house with a woman you don't want to be with? Why buy a home with a guy that haven't had sex with you for months? When did Pedro become a real estate agent? Because he could have made his own commission on that house.
Right.
I would be my first sale. Never know, Brian, don't try to make the editing make sense. Oh, true. What else happened? Okay, when he rolled up on her at the first hotel, she had already dipped out and left.
Right.
Then the ping comes up on the phone again, and he goes to the second hotel. And he goes and rifles through her trunk, finds all of his legal paperwork, everything. But wait. Okay, so what'd you think about that scene? Because she said that she called the police, and he was like, good, call them.
Because I just want to know. I want to know whose papers they are legally, because she's the one who filed them. So I'd assume legally they're hers, and he doesn't have the right to take them. He can request copies.
Yes.
I don't think he can take the originals because they're not technically his.
How does he not have copies of those papers?
Right.
Wow. All right. And then what was the other? Hold on.
Oh, so Yanni says that they're his papers once he got approved. But I'm talking about, so even the originals?
But she's technically responsible for him for 10 years. So
right.
Therefore, she needs to have a set of those papers too.
Right.
She's the person who is, as Muhammad says, the sponsor.
Mm-hmm.
Shouldn't he have the originals? I think they should both have a copy.
Mm-hmm.
She's the petitioner, but she's case. What?
So basically, the case is closed once he's approved. So the papers go to him, but they should both have copies.
Yeah, if she's financially responsible for him until he becomes a citizen, I feel she should have a copy of it. He could get copies from the yeah. Mm-hmm. Now he was very blasé about her calling the police. Boy, you ain't in DR. where it's like, there's a different relationship between the police and the
But you
community.
he jumped in that car real quick though.
Well,
I
I
want to see
would too.
I want to see how that scene plays out.
Wait, when he went into the house and she had changed all of the codes on the locks to the house, he went through the garage and went in and found out that she was gone. The gato was left extra food and water for like an apocalypse. Like she just dumped out a bag and left. He went upstairs. He went upstairs and started going through stuff, taking up the router for the internet, going into her closet, taking a bag, saying that that'd be good for his mom, taking a pair of her shoes. I didn't feel comfortable with him taking her possessions.
Right.
Because one, you've left that house. You've got your own place. But it is questionable because I hope if his name is on the mortgage, then he has rights to enter. But if it's not, does he have rights to enter if he left her? And then he definitely shouldn't have taken her possessions. Like he could take the stuff out of his room, his stuff, but taking her clothes or the bag and the shoe and re-gifting them to his mother. I don't think that was right.
No.
I don't know. And then he's saying she took all of the diamonds and jewelry that he got her over the years. Fuck yeah, because you gifted them to her. Those are hers. You came in there looking for them? Dirty piece of trash. I have a strict policy on jewelry. If you give it to me, it's mine.
Right. It's a gift. You can't take it back. Period. I don't care if you gifted me I don't care if you gifted me a roll of toilet paper. You can't have it back. How about that? It's mine.
I just I know it's not okay. I know it's not the same, but yeah, it's his legal documents apart from sponsor type stuff. Yeah. He probably wanted to trade that for the money. Jewelry too. Stole her Louboutins. Oh my goodness. Yep, he said that he gave it to her. Hey, Ava. You give me a piece of paper, it's mine. There was so much at the tail end of this episode that just made me cringe. Where was his mother? Because all we heard from was Nicole, which I went to the kitchen to go and get something to eat. But Lydia was conspicuously absent in this episode. Interesting. Okay. Buying breasts but not paying rent. Oh Lord. This was an interesting episode. It was an interesting episode for all the wrong reasons. Did we miss anything?
No, we covered everything.
Well, I can't wait until we see Miss Karen next week.
Right.
In fact, make this voice miserable. Wait, hold on. Lydia was done. Okay, Lydia was done. Nobody was following her advice, I guess. Ava says, in fact, I would make this divorce miserable. I would take all the bank statements. Ava, I would keep the house. Pedro ain't sold a house. Oh my God. I still don't think as a lawyer that Lydia is struggling that much. Okay. At 6% of 200K, that's 12K, and they share it. Let that new woman and her baby struggle like Annie and Robert. Oh my God,
Mm-hmm.
Ava. Oh, I'm waiting for her to say she's pregnant. Pedro pissed you all the way off. It seems like he made all like amateur moves. But I do like that the family rallied around Chantel. Obviously, they're giving her better advice than Lydia and Nicole is giving Pedro. This is just a mess. Yes, I did see
Yes, I
that.
did see that.
Yeah. Pedro bitter, petty and bitter and by himself.
Right. Like I said in the last episode, he'll never receive the kind of quote unquote fame he reached here ever again. He's showing his true colors. He was a fan favorite. He's made a lot of the fans mad, and now they're Team Chantel, even with her taking the money. He's basically right now he's washed. He's washed. It's just I hope he can sell houses. I really do, because you ain't gonna get nothing. Let's be honest, he's not gonna get nothing as bad as Chantel. Get out of here.
Wow.
Like you said, it's Karamas for him for the rest of his life.
Yeah. I mean, honestly, if you watch this show and you buck up upon Pedro and y'all strike up a friendship, in the back of my head, if it were me, I'd be like, this bitch gonna leave me like how he left Chantel on the show. And not to mention, I don't want the in-laws. Like he's got bad juju now. I'm sorry.
Right.
He's got
And
bad
Chantel about to
juju.
live her best life.
Yeah, Ava, that's so true. Because
Right.
isn't it Drake who has a collection of Birkins that's just sitting there waiting for his future wife? Child. I just fuck it for one. I don't know. I don't know. But Drake is such a piece of shit, though. Oh my God.
It doesn't matter.
But I think it's cute that he reached out to her. If it's true, if he slid into the DMs, Chantel,
Ride
right
it for
on
all it's
it.
worth.
Yeah. Whether it's real or not.
Figuratively and reality. Just do it
Yep.
all.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, Pedro's a nut. Come on, Pedro think he can compete with Drake. Like I said, Pedro is Karamas for you all the way for the rest of your life.
The first guy that they linked her name with was the guy from Love and Hip Hop New York.
Rich Dollars.
Rich Dollars. Jesus, she's just going from bad to worse. God. But wait, if River don't get some sort of like record deal out of this, I'm gonna be looking at you really strange. Maybe Karaima can have a come up when Pedro becomes a citizen. She could stay in DR. He follows 90 days. You have a wait, Ava says she has a feeling that Pedro will come back when he's struggling in a couple of months.
Oh, for sure.
Oh. Oh. All right, y'all. That was the episode. It's a mess. And next week, Miss Karen gonna be hanging out that window and just taunting Pedro within an inch of his life. I hope that that Chantel does go to Panama. It's a beautiful country, east and west coast views, offshore banking. I'd like to hear about her adventures in Panama, and I hope Destiny goes with her. Girls trip. All right, he got his citizen. Oh wait, he got his citizenship. Let that new girl life live in the apartment with Lydia and no work Nicole. Ooh. Even her mom is too calm because her mom is calculating. She is plotting every move, like 10 moves ahead of everybody else. Wow. Anyhow, y'all come back at the top of the hour where we'll be talking about seeking sister wife. Bring your notes. I'm really beginning to hate this show. It's almost over, right? This coming week is the last episode, right?
I
think it is.
I think next week should be the last episode. Thank goodness.
Yeah. This wasn't a good season, y'all.
No.
But we struggled through it. We struggled through it, and we'll get to the bitter end. So join us back here. Jamal, any final words?
No, we are good to go.
All right, y'all. See you in a few. Until next time, Jamal.
Yep.
Bye.